Thank you so much. And also thank you, Margaret. That was really beautiful. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right in. Acid field. Bones jutting up, jagged, planted in this garden. Will we too be a garden on the ocean floor? An ocean so acidic, vast, roaring, the salt cheering everything in it to bone. Bones for us to be to tomorrow, or something new where bones used to be. Caught breath, lost boats, portraits, forgotten words now imprinted on relics, locked up somewhere in abandoned houses or in abandoned cities, empty strongholds, fortresses. A sharp planet, all sulfur, burns everything in it, all of it appending pre-excavation, our little lived lives in forever copies for them to dust off and upload later, argue over who we were, bloodthirst stirring. Note we are fluent in lies, accused with citrine jewels, congregating crushed small fish together, speaking only to ourselves and starving at length, saying, I will feed on the great gaze of your hunger. Stretching to dry ourselves in the sun, slathered in thin atmosphere, we'll die anyway. The in-between doesn't matter. Our faces will be still, our eyes unrippling. Frosted glass stereograms radiating wondrous rows when we arrange our powdery chalk skeletons. If a husk is an outer shell, our bones will be husked for air, and children passing will look upon the sweet cane, sugar yellow of our once bodies. They'll run through fields of us, passing finger over femur like we once did to our own yellow fields of grasses. Disturbing our hollow bones, they will dig us up, dig up our worlds of wariness. We will prove once again that time is still alive as ever, just a little more quiet now. So that when the softness of their fingers disturbs our wary ends and endings, we are unsettled, touched, disquieted. That's why you and I tremble now, seeking warmth any old where that we can find it.
Lovely.
Idolatry. Cut the interest off the top of what my body earns. These uninsured appendages still gleaming. My copywritten Twitter bio has pull. I'm binging on their faux worship currency. These earnings are meager, but mine. This squalor is earned, and this hunger becomes me. I'm painting a still life of myself stagnating, printing a life on high gloss with filters and passes, forever fumbling for the next reinvention. The branding of this body is chaos magic. I am an approachable object, a carved wooden idol. If I am a deity, I am of the rank closest to dirt. A blue fire has pressed to my clay limbs. Listen for the hardening and aging of me. Somebody overspiced and overpriced the pot, once sharp, now it is battered to bitterness. A little more acerbic, if I allowed it. I have been sick for a while now. I gulp air to dilute the poison. Never mind that it is the poison. Never mind that I drink the poison. I am transplendent, glittering. It glows from my chest. I am three-hearted. I am clamorous, chaotic, altered on phones. These meager earnings are mine. Maybe I haven't been sick for a while now. I'm a vessel and my holdings disarm me. Drink from me. Let's both pretend we're somewhere else. Here's you and me in a race car. Here's you and me on tandem theory. Here's looking at you, child. We'll pretend to be nonchalant. What about sun gazing, or what I call looking at you, kid? What about the sensation of being good, the overdosing on being good? And I'll pretend to want the truth. I'm always afraid that I'm being watched. Yo, of course I'm being watched. Those disembodied eyes are unbearable. I will start an auto cult of naivety. Everyone gets one last chalice. I will perform this until it feels real. Repeat the movement, sidewalk, bus stops, stages. My brain is split and I'm stretching. My spirit is repelled when we are touching. Let's have all our conversations under this white sheet with the light coming through. I am not tight. My body dislikes you. Don't come round here no more. I'm checked all the way the hell out. moored on the mattress. If they ask why I did it, tell them it was for the sun. Beyond the sun, I have need of nothing. I'll eat nothing else, sun gazing. Will I become her? Her me? I will stand in her rays, no more milk, honey, dates. I won't consume anything at all whose thinnest layer is not translucent. I can only drink water, only drink air, only gasp for breath, only pant for air on the shore, gills trembling, on the shore where I'm slowing, bowing, deflating on the sharp rocks there, giving all my effects over to stillness. Polychaete. We have erected new villages now. We love our unsightly children, just a little less and a little less brightly, should the beauty of self-possession evade them. We like the suggestion of a pedigreed corpse more than the pretext of lived unsightly joy. Having bred dogs into helpless creatures, we flatter and powder ourselves with their dependence on us. This is called hedging your bets. We like their injuries pre-fracture, longing to be their farmers and raise them, demanding the ribbon for swollen bets. We are inclined to love our ugly-mannered child less and put all the little we beg at the foot of beauty. A worm writhing in the rain is an abomination to every bitter sense. A worm writhing in a bin buys anthropomorphy through use. A worm writhing in one sex buys utility through use. A worm writhing on the ocean floor, a polychaete transcends its station by moving to different places and undulating within instead of out, and has a beautiful thrill of organic lace trussed up around one end of its body, which is pure white wedding silk, like all those tiny ancient fossils that make the fine sand on the ocean floor. A true eco-terrorist would change all the animals and insects and birds and invertebrates into uselessly beautiful or beautifully useless to help us hedge our bets. I don't like the earth until I'm nutrient starved to craving dirt, until it feeds and fucks me to sleep. Once I am lulled by its electric murmurings, it adorns me in a necklace of rope. The intimacy of absence. In a shared accident, you can be impaled by the broken body of those with whom you are breaking your final breath. Those of us who are unafraid of the stoic promise of collision will make like the birds do instead. Live our lives in patterns and murmurations, swallow one another up in the caress of a million other bodies, racing to close the gap and collapsing away. In the final stretch, you and I, rowed by tides, never colliding. You and I have the best secret of all. We are not any better when we love. We can do it all from far away. We can love each other in avoidance. We like the memory of pulling away. Pulling away will be a pull on me because I'll remember you fondly for that. I'll give you nothing that you can hold. Let's stay friends in URL and never let on what we know, years after all we've almost seen when we cross one another. Melting into the wallpaper of two hot ballrooms and dives, as prize for having dodged yours, blessings condensate on mine. Two to tear me away from the thrill of your silence, solar plexus filled to bursting, pregnant pauses, heavy with promise, sliding in any corner that'll welcome me, nestled between two hard walls. It is firm and will do to mimic your presence. We might miss ourselves again, off track after all these races. Where do we run to without one another? Lost without my mechanical hair, I might search your face in crowds and wonder at your absence. Idle thoughts passing over you unseen. I might miss you here one day again, but not if I see you first, but not if I see you first.
Great ending.
Ape. For a brief time, I was the very best animal, for the very best big boy, aping a very special friend or silhouette, his divinity of brutalism, its own monstrous Timothy Treadwell-ism, white Arctic runs, all crossing oaths, all savage heathens in any one row, of degenerate peers, all nicknamed animal. Petty crimes ever named grizzly or polar, tracked and surveyed and tagged, videographers fetishizing a made-up wrongness that they'll chase us miles for, to end up displayed as heads in faraway lodges, us adorning their houses. A future awaits them waking every day to paint on caricatures of our stolen faces, never having known us ever. When I get too old for this assembly line of worth, I still won't get the meadow. They will catch on to my little charms. I'm no donation in body to experience or theory, and have given no veal, inhabiting the shell of an unproductive body. My bones crack every which way I move. A half jacket half suffered in value, my greatest pride. In the end, I'll come to nothingness and lay in the cool earth with my effects. When they pull me down by my feet, cutting me into my parts and discarding what the earth saw, my juice and flesh, my knowing arm with its every atrophied nerve, impermanent poor ends. I will generously bequeath myself to the state. Let them feed on my tumorous gristle. Leave the rest to this dead earth. Leave the best to the smallest maggots. Keener. Regressing into reflective apartment buildings is a keen professional imaginer of maybes and eager to lessen the blows echo tight. I am present, but my presence is convalescing. The borders of me blur with little intervention. My yield to contamination is expedient. Call it an oral leak or sponsored erasure. I've been romanced by invisibility from time now. I crave my unbeing syrup and taste less. I want my labor to lose my value. Let only me spend me, puff me, pass, sew myself up less, I be the steel beams. Once they see your ribs, you're an automaton. Wounds are for deer and cattle. Slow to heal leads you to the slaughter. A quick interruption of polyfill gets you to the next round. I am soft to impact absorbing blows. I want to break that fall. Betting on metal bones would empty me. I am not the type. I use brown liner like an illustrious shield, carve an 8-hour smile into the corners of my mouth. Set out hunting for a temporary rest stop. Any house on this block is a rest stop in a rush. Find me, enamored by the tile in all these homes, homes nervous, oscillating, trembling walls, window eyes look across to sharp-lined churches. Next slide opens with a sharp sweep of mink. The swift aversion is in danger of causing convulsions in a perfectly ordinary division of the population. Just live in the right place, move at the right pace, be lucky. Do you know that the game lasts the longest in a little home with a bit of heat and lemon, and crumbs and crits of dust I've named and blessed, and nowhere to make amends to the shadows and corners? Let's be friends. A soured mouth wrinkled up in your pink cavern is evidence of a good meal and learned lesson. Madness will let you romance anything if you let it. Stockholm Syndrome. Watch me try to learn that lesson. Our morals are blurry, the crossovers staggering. Hyperbolic, we signal our virtues with death matches. Blurriness carrying over to the truth industry. Opaque's a curtain of ink diluting every photo I'm in. And every photo I'm in is tagged with my ambivalence. I reach in and smudge me, I blacken me. It's that economic lie. It's that federal ideation tax. It's that soft thump in the night, caught on flash. I'm a new me. I'm a new me. I'm a new me. I'm new.
Wow.
I wasn't sure that I had enough for the time, or that it would fit in the time. So I should be able to read a couple more, I believe, right?
Yeah, go for it. You're good.
And, Nocturnal. Of course, that song Khalees, passing rhythms up and down its chords, imagines her white-haired and orange-skinned with feather-light bird bones slicking. Errant sailors mistaking the manatee for a goddess or princess or warm body. We, audiences, see creatures swimming in others and avert our eyes and lend them our shyness. We are aghast at the nakedness of animals. We demand it until we are sick of it. We are feral. We could be animals again if we wanted, maybe we do, and that's where we're headed. A suicide mission, kamikaze society, give us disaster, let's shoot each other with sticks again. I hear Khalees and see voluminous soft bodies, brown colored and gleaming, passing rhythms up and down their cores, ribs aching the arrangement. I look down and see Khalees swimming in my body. I sway side to side in front of the vanity. I oscillate between self-idolatry and loathing. There is hibiscus in my hair and affectation. I do not smell of anything except soap in my skin. It is red earth, an alert. It, clay soft armor, is an exclamation. My dark limb beckons at predation. My skin slipping folds me into night. Light sliding over and off of me. Outside my window is a garden in a world of gardens. Leaves bigger than all of me and my meager riches. These leaves in some other place enshrined me. A temple of leaves, a scepter of stalk, lace. Behind them may be mauve and water hanging. I cut that air with the song of me breathing. I grasp at air like I'm up from a deep dive. Nocturnal, I water my lungs, panning in lead in the heavy dark. Practice. I can hand make myself into a gift. Call me a performance artist. The physical experience of my body in it, every sense disturbed. I can hear taste now, simulated life has new meaning. How does one practice rhetoric when I am a ritual rhetorical practice? My hands are pixelated, my trembling is degradation. Even my arrival is practice. I practice arrival and call it coming. I am rooted, I practice stillness. I uproot myself, I compost myself. I cut my hair, I save my hair, I break my hair, I fondle it. It's soft if I touch it soft. I live here in the front of the looking glass, live for the glare of my little talking box. I practice knowing for the camera. I practice a charming look for them, a charming look that gives them the sense that I'm knowing. A charming smile, a playful eye. I am a nymph mother, baby God. I am so good at this game I can play it asleep on autopilot. I can be a false idol on autopilot. I am so good, it is above me. This game is almost over anyway. It's a persistent coded countdown. I've gotten all the use out of me. I am worn out and have worn enough. I am not greedy enough for this. I don't want to be full anymore. I have gorged on what for nothing. I've hoarded nothing for it. I have grown a velvet coarseness. I'm crushed. Even my calluses are crushed. My hands are peeling and disintegrating.
Wow.
There's one more. Auto dating. I haven't yet climbed down the mountain. An aberration lives here in earnest, hanging in the air, an after imprint of me. Crystal-like castles, fine silhouettes. Any stone formed under pressure can have a million faces. I am a million faces. I've lived so many births, I'm dizzy. A great white animal bit out a piece of my vertebrae, replaced it with thorns. I wasn't born in a womb, I slid out the pussy of a papaya. I'm a fresh new leaf of a dozen thousand fruits and flowers. There used to be two of me, identical twins, but different sexes. I ate them. We ate each other, Ouroboros brothers. I am a dormant weapon. I'm still dreaming up new wars. Look for me, my many million lovers. I won't remember A1, just them as one. I won't remember care, I'll remember caring. I'll forget being held, only not withholding. I'll never be smarter than this, a blessing. All I know is grow, drink roots, mash rot. I'm an uprooted plant. Dry air, I've not had enough water or sunlight to grow true. They'll hang me upside down to death to preserve me. I am powdered into dreams for others. I am a medicine, I am power. Every 6 months I shed my skin and become new and pure, another. I spontaneously forget any language but my own. Finally, everyone admits I'm incomprehensible. 30 years from now, I'll die by submerging myself in very cold water. This will be the first of many deaths of my many voluntary surrenders. My gown will be weighed with jewels and will float me to the bottom where I'll wait 1,000 years to surface. Having forgotten all of this, I'll be new, newer than ever, better. A monolithic ultraviolet stone will be dropped in the desert. I'll find it and submerge myself in the stone like a mineral bath. People will travel for days and bow to me for days and come away unable to touch the ground with their feet. They'll float forever. I don't need to come down. I just get higher and higher. I never climb down. I become the mountain.
So powerful.
Woo!